should be who and what she wants. We support the multifaceted woman, the woman embracing many titles, undertaking different ventures, and building generational wealth. You are a Jackie of all trades, master of your empire. Enterprise Empress, you are an unstoppable force.
Welcome, Empresses. Thank you for tuning in to our first show. I'm Sharon Coleman.
I'm Natalie Rowe.
And we are so excited. You are here on the set of Empress News with our first Jackie.
Yeah.
We call it today's Jackie because she is a Jackie of all trades, master of her empire.
That's right. We're talking with multifaceted women from around the community who wear many titles and they're embracing different ventures, all while they're building generational wealth. We're so happy to have you with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here among greatness.
Oh, greatness. We're great, you guys.
She's talking about us.
Okay, so you have to bear with us today because this is our first time. So as you see, I brought my laptop instead of like my phone. I'm using it for IGTV. And we're so excited. Our high is just like, we're nurse-sighted. That's how they say it. So our first one, we want you to comment and talk to us. We are not influencers. We are engagers, meaning that we want to engage with you. We want to get to know you. And we want to use this platform to serve you because women, you serve a lot of people in your life. It's time that we serve you. So welcome to our show, Lady Karen Reed, who we're going to be calling Lady K, right?
That's
Lady
fine.
K.
That's Lady K.
Lady K. We want to get up and personal with Lady K. So we're going to say Lady K. All right. So Lady K.
Got it.
See, I told you we're learning. You guys are going to take this journey with us. So the first one is going to have a lot of little, bleeps. What do they call it? Bloopers. Bloopers. They're gonna... But we're going to get it right. And if you stay on this journey with us, you'll see how we got it right. And you'll be able to learn from it and do it for yourself, man. We want you to be an engager. Right.
And let us know where you're watching from. We want to know where you're from, where you're watching us, and comment. We want to hear from you. We want feedback from you guys.
Natalie, where are you from?
I am from Richmond Heights, Florida. Right down the street.
All right.
What about you, Lady K? Where are you from?
I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
And so we've been here in Miami for 15 years. So I consider it home now.
Good.
You're a Southern girl either way.
Yes.
It's just a city Southern girl now, right?
Yes. Just add the city to it.
So I am originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. But like you, I moved here a long time ago. So I consider myself from Miami.
Yeah.
But I love my family in Indy. So I'm a Miamian. How do you do that? Miami Indy? Miami Indy? Okay, yeah, it didn't work. Sorry. It didn't work. Okay. So tell us a little bit about your nonprofit, because we brought you here because you wear many titles. But what stood out to us is your Butterfly Z Ministries. So tell us about that.
Well, butterflies, and I spell it with a Z because that's my plural. That's the way I interpret my plural. Butterflies Ministry was created to empower women to understand and know that we all go through processes in life, right? Mm-hmm. We go through struggles, just like the caterpillar has to go through the dirt and everything, and then goes into the cocoon. In that cocoon, there's a transformation that's taking place, and we all go through transformations, giving ourselves that time and opportunity to be able to evolve into greater. Yeah. And so I believe that when you break the cocoon, and that is what Butterflies Ministry promotes, breaking the cocoon so you can fly.
Love that.
Love it. And the part that stood out to me with the process, the development of a caterpillar as they morphs into a butterfly, is that it speaks to where a lot of women are at today. Yeah. When you think about the caterpillar, it decides it just stops eating, and then it kind of hangs, and then it starts to spin and become, wrapped in this cocoon. until it breaks out of it and becomes this butterfly. So when I think about this past year, and women have been experiencing a lot of things that make them want to stop eating, whether that's physically because of anxiety, depression, just image, we're like, oh, we gained COVID-15, whatever it is that really has you feeling like you want to just stop, be still, and then you want to go into this protective shell, except our protective shell is this like wall that's keeping us from doing all of these titles. Sometimes we feel like it's an overwhelming, process.
Yes.
Right. And so sometimes not eating for us is not even being fed with positivity, with spiritual, your word, your spiritual word. For me, like you said, sometimes I stop reading my devotionals in the morning when I feel overwhelmed because I just want to sleep a little longer. And then I forget that this process is supposed to lead me to being a butterfly, that you have to break out of it. So it's like, when have you, Natalie, like, I know there's been moments where you feel like you stayed in a cocoon too long and you didn't break out. You didn't birth the thing that was impregnated in you.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like, I know that there's more. I just don't know how to go about, reaching the more. So it's figuring out sometimes how to do that. And sometimes you think it's time to go out, but it's not necessarily time yet. You still need to stay in that cocoon for a little while longer because there's something more that has to break. How does Butterflies Ministry help people break out of the cocoon?
Right.
Well, we motivate and inspire to break out of the cocoon. So we're going to recognize those gifts within you. We're going to push you to that beyond the capacity that you may think that you don't even have, or you've bottle capped. There's so much more. And I believe that women have been created in such a way to be able to do the multifaceted. We just cannot forget we cannot forget ourselves. So we have to make sure that we are covering and taking care of ourselves first. And it's okay. I'm still learning that it's okay to put myself first, because when I put myself first, then I realize that I am in a healthy place. And a better place to service not only my husband and my kids, but the community that I'm serving, my church that I'm pastoring. And so we have to make sure that that self-care, that we are feeding ourselves, that we don't stop. And it does get real. We do go through the struggles. We do ask questions. Sometimes we do put aside those dreams. And sometimes we're trying to figure out how to do this, but you can. And I'm here to say it's possible. It's possible.
Now, I just want to say how she used the word multifaceted. And first off, let me tell you, we had this whole debate on if we were saying the word right. So Natalie's husband was like, I think you guys are saying it wrong. So it was like, Natalie was like multifaceted. And I was like multifaceted. And he was like, I think it's multifaceted. And so we were like, well, Google it. Siri said one thing, Google said one thing, but at the end of the day, Gary, it means that you wear many titles. And I like that she used that word, because that's who we're seeking with this platform, is women who wear many titles. And like she said, you can have it all. You just can't have it all at the same time. Right. We heard that yesterday in this this woman empowerment conference that we were in, so you can't do it all at the same time, but you can have it all. So it's great that there are programs and nonprofits and ministries that are helping people break out of their cocoon.
Absolutely.
And I know that you're a PhD candidate.
Yes.
And one of your focus is women's studies.
Yes.
And how does that fit in with helping women become a butterfly? What are you studying? Like, I always hear people say, I'm a PhD candidate, I'm going to be writing my dissertation. And it's like, do I have to read it to understand it? Or can you kind of break it down for us now here?
Well, my goal is to write it so people can understand it. I believe that whatever is that, from my perspective, whatever I write and whatever I say, it needs to be able to cross the bridges in order to connect people. I don't I'm one, I don't like to sit in the atmosphere and I don't know what is being said. I know somebody out there agrees with me. However, with this, Butterflies ministry helped me to get to the place of PhD. PhD was not in my vocabulary. That was not in my
So you're not
outline.
just trying to be real educated and
Yeah, now you know I was ready to stop. I was ready to stop. However, there was so much more that I needed to study and to be able to, in order to be able to reach women of all capacities, of all phases of life, to be able to meet them where they are, and so they can meet me where I am, and be able to make that connection.
Right.
Because we're all in the journey together, whether we admit it or not. We're really in this together.
Right. We're learning from each other.
We are.
We're learning from each other, and we're supporting each other.
Yes.
And sometimes, truth is, sometimes we're hating on each other. But even that is a learning process, because a moment is going to come when you realize you can't do this by yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can be selective in who you do it with.
Right.
Not everybody is for everybody, but everybody needs somebody.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we weren't created to be in an I world.
Right.
We were created to be in a relational world. And there's, like you said, Sharon, there's so much that we can glean from. Society has painted this picture of what I call competitive jealousy, where you're trying to pull down the other in order to get ahead.
Right.
And you don't have to do that. Just as we were standing out waiting to come, and I saw the greatness of this platform, it didn't cost me anything to encourage that.
Right.
It doesn't hurt me anything to encourage that. And if we're all doing the same thing, then we all are fashionistas and women of greatness who are making it happen, right?
Right.
And so making the world a better place. And the other part of that, I believe, is that we always have to be able to pass on the legacy.
Right.
So our little girls can see that and witness that and see that, yes, it is possible. My hairstyle is different from her hairstyle, but we're all wearing it, or we can wear the same hairstyle.
Right.
And
did you just eliminated me out of your Natalie's hairstyle? No, I'm just joking.
And still look good in our own unique way, but we are in it together. So celebrating each other and celebrating ourselves.
Yes.
So I want you to speak to the woman who has an Empress within, but who feels like right now, because of all of her different responsibilities, she hasn't been able to tap into that inner Empress. She hasn't been able yet to start pursuing those different things that she wants to do and she believes that she's purposed to do. Can you speak to her a minute to just encourage her a little bit?
Sure. So to the woman out there who has that, and we all have an inner Empress. And so we have to, first of all, I want you to identify that, write it down, name it, put a name on it,
write it down
and begin to reflect on who you are in that.
Right.
And then go ahead and devise your plan. Go ahead and put your plan together. And like I said, it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay. And you don't have to feel guilty. So as I was speaking to Sharon earlier this week, I'll give you just a recent example of putting yourself first.
Right now.
So I told her that the house was not clean. The kids were on their Zoom for school. I did not cook dinner. I did what I needed to do in order to make my day progressive. And sometimes you're going to have to do that because you have to, in order for you to even start the journey, you're going to have to put something aside. And so I found myself not feeling guilty about it, but feeling proud that I did that for myself. And that included me writing, that included me doing whatever I needed to do in order to make things happen for the church that day. But I put aside those things that would bottle me down, washing the dishes, mopping the floor. Somebody say, get a maid. Yes, I need a maid. But all of those things, it helps if we just put that time aside and carve out, maybe start small. So carve out 10 minutes out of your day and start breathing. Just exhale.
I like that.
And just take it all in and then start the journey. But bit by bit, maybe once a week, say this is the day that I'm going to dedicate to myself. In order to make this happen. So if you're starting that business or writing that book, then if you're going to carve out 2 hours out of that day to do that, then carve out the 2 hours that you turn the phone off, you lock yourself in the room. I've got kids. And so I tell them, and actually my husband had me put a do not disturb sign on the door one time.
They go like, Ma, Ma.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly. So start small and then build up to where you are able to now manage through it all. Now, the balancing act, I'm still learning that, but at least the place to begin is just to start.
It's just to start. I like that. So before we swap out, can you tell us a little bit? There's an event that's coming up.
Yes, thank you.
Can I say it? She's going to Belgium. Wait, because of COVID, are you not going to Belgium? You're just going to virtually?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, she's speaking in Belgium virtually from Miami.
So tell us a little bit about Belgium in like 30 seconds because we're almost out of time. And then tell us about the event that's coming up at the Purple Church.
All right. So I will be on a platform virtually in Belgium for the International Practical Theology Academy, where I'll be presenting on coping in crisis. So this is my first.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
So, but I'm super stoked about it. However, as you know, I'm a co-pastor, so I got probably 10 seconds to say this. But we're having the King of Kings production next week on Good Friday, and so you can get your tickets virtually on eventbrite.com and look up King of Kings, the production, the Purple Church, literally purple, and you can get your tickets there. It's going to be phenomenal.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to be with us and to help us launch this dream, this big impossible dream that we have. We're going to swap out though, because we have our Guard Your Genius expert, Natalie Hornsby, with us.
Okay.
So we're going to swap seats, guys, real quick. Natalie's going to join us. Lady Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank
Lady
you, everybody.
Kay. And while we're swapping out, I just want to read some of the notes from the comments. So Natalie, you want to read some?
Let's see. That is definitely something I need to do. Write it down. That's from Amelia.
Yeah, I think that one's very important. Definitely writing it down. I saw Michelle Washington Johnson said, yes, write it down. Awesome show. Thank you. Oh, wait, we have some of the members from
some of your
Lady Kay said, my pastor, we're extremely proud of her. So we are proud of her too. And we can't wait to just hear about this symposium in Belgium after it's, done. So we have our certified Empress. Yes, we're fancy, y'all. We are going to have a certified Empress every show that is going to guard your genius. She's going to give you tips on how you can be protected when using your voice, because we don't want you just to, like we said, be a influencer. We want you to be an engager,
and we want you to be strategic about your bag.
Girl, you better tell them. She's out to teach us something too.
Share with us.
So happy Friday, Empresses.
Happy Friday.
Thank you for having me on. So today on our Guard Your Genius segment, we're going to talk about 3 legal tips, right, that we should all be thinking about.
2, Natalie?
Oh, can we do 2? Oh, just 2? Okay.
Yes.
So this is for all aspiring entrepreneurs, right? If you're thinking about launching your business, number 1, decide what your business structure and entity is going to be, right? Because this is not a hobby. We're out here to make money, and we want to be strategic, and we want to make sure that we protect our personal assets. So that's one thing that we want to do to secure your brand name across all social media platforms and on the internet, because that is our digital real estate. So I know how cumbersome it is to be on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Secure your brand name on all of them, right?
Yes.
So that you're not fighting someone else once you launch. And I wish I had more time, but
you do, because you can follow.
Oh yeah, you can follow
Guard Your
me
Genius.
at Guard Your Genius on IG, where I share lots of tips, and I talk directly to all of the empresses and the women bosses out there to make sure that we're being strategic about our pockets.
Thank you,
Good
Natalie.
job.
Is that good?
Thank you, Natalie.
Make sure
Thank
you
you.
listen to the show until the end, so that you can get your genius tips from Natalie, because Natalie, we had to pay for our first genius tips. We had to pay. Natalie is our intellectual property attorney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she made sure that we guarded our genius with this platform, Enterprise Empress, and we want you to do the same.
Yes. Sharon, tell the people where they can find us.
Yes, so we want you to follow us. We want you to go to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and it's Enterprise Empress, right? That is the woman who is building, the woman who wears many titles, who undertakes many ventures, and is building generational wealth. And don't forget to share this today. And you guys, we have our website up.
Yes, finally. We have a website. Like, we're
That's
official,
fantastic.
We're official.
Okay.
What's the website
Yes.
address? I'm still learning it too.
Our website address is FitEnterprisesInc.com.
So that's Enterprises with an S,
With
right?
an S,
Okay.
yes. Fit,
Okay.
FIT EnterprisesInc.com.
Great. Ladies, we are so thankful that you
Yes.
tuned in with us, and we hope that you tune in with us every other Friday. And until then, don't forget to wear your crown, because
Wear
we
your crown.
think you truly are an empress.
Yes. We'll see you all next time. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.